that have happened in the past 2 years have put a spotlight on sustainability and social efforts. But have we actually done enough to effort real change? Pamela Ruckert is a Harvard instructor and business advisor to companies like Microsoft, NBC, Cisco, and Chevron. She's joining me now to talk about a recent survey about sustainability that got some surprising results. Hey, Pamela, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about this survey. What was most significant about the survey results?
So, I worked with Oracle to commission a global study on sustainability and social issues. And what we saw was that the past 2 years have really put sustainability and social issues under the spotlight, and people want businesses to step up. So, in the survey results, we saw that we had issues on both the customer and the company side in four different ways. So, first, 78% of people said that they're frustrated and they're fed up with the lack of progress by businesses to date. They said they've seen a lot over the last 2 years, like the pandemic, racial injustice, political unrest, and extreme weather. And it's just put things into perspective for them. And it's caused at least one out of four of them to change what they're doing about these problems. Second, people think bias and operational challenges are holding businesses back from reaching their end goals. And we did see that 96% of the leaders we surveyed admitted that this was true because a lot of them are having problems getting data collected to track their progress. Third, people in the survey said that they believe that bots will help save the planet. And by that, they meant everything from Alexa and Siri to machine learning and AI.
Wow, those are some interesting results. I know that we've been hearing a lot of terms like microaggressions or human bias. So tell me, what is human bias in the workplace? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I believe, and I think the research supports the fact that bias, like our values, is something that everybody has. And so we're either born with these values or these biases, or they're put into us when we're so young that it seems like they're hardwired into our very being, the research says. And so everybody has bias, just like everybody has values. The problem comes when people who are in power are allowed to use their bias to determine who to hire and promote, or to treat fairly, or to decide policies that other people are forced to conform to. So some people have conscious bias and they need laws and rules to help them behave properly. And other people have unconscious bias and they need training to help them be aware of how they might be treating other people unfairly because they feel so strongly about their own unique sets of values. So research tells us that our minds are stubborn, right? So we believe what we believe. But that does not mean that we should be allowed to make decisions that impact the people and profit and planet based on these personal beliefs.
Thank you for that. So switching gears a little bit, tell me, what can businesses and consumers do to increase action on sustainability?
Well, people can start by thinking about the things that they care about, right? So think about their own emotional motivators. On the consumer side, you can think about a simple framework called Think, Feel, Do. And you can ask your questions like, what do I think about what's been happening over the past 2 years? And how do I feel about it? And what should I do? And I say this because in the survey, we saw the emergence of what we call shadow players. And these are people who have started changing their minds on these issues, even if they haven't started doing anything about it yet. Then you want to make your thoughts known. So you want to buy from brands that you believe in or work for companies that you believe in and that are in alignment with what you say that you value. Now, on the business side, then you want to listen to your customers and your employees and understand the emotions that are driving them because your competitive advantage depends on who you can hire and your profit depends on who you can sell to.
And what role can artificial intelligence or bots play?
You know, I see a lot of benefits in machines doing the heavy lifting around this, right? And humans giving context or knowing where to pivot based on the data that they see. So, a lot of us that work with systems know how hard it can be to sort through data from a lot of different systems. So, having the technology to help here saves a lot of time and it helps you see options. But I also teach this in my class, right? The research tells us that insight comes when you can combine two or more pieces of data together to create new value. So the information you can get from AI and bots moves you a long way towards insight. And that type of deep insight for these types of problems would be a game changer.
This is a very informative conversation. Where can people find more information and kind of keep this conversation going?
Sure, sure. You can find out more and get a full copy of the report at oracle.com.